Welcome to the Sweat Simple podcast. I'm Brooks, and I'm an online fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach who's here to help you learn how to eat and exercise for real life, not just those perfect moments. Because let's be real, there is a lot of conflicting information online, and it can be hard to know what's legit and who to trust. In every episode, I'll be sharing the science and psychology behind health, fitness, and long-lasting behavior change, but I'll also be sharing practical, real-life application because all of the best info in the world only matters if you can apply it to your real life. So grab a coffee, water, glass of wine, or lace up your walking shoes, and let's dive in. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Sweat Simple podcast. Today, we're talking all about the truth about calories in versus calories out and what most coaches are ignoring. And if you're not sure, or if you're not aware, calories in versus calories out is a calorie deficit. So in order to lose weight, we need to be in a calorie deficit, which means that we need to be eating less than our body is burning throughout the day. And if you guys aren't sure where your calories should be for fat loss, head to my bio in the show notes. I have a free How to Lose Fat for Good guide, which does include a sustainable calorie deficit calculator for you, so you can grab your calorie deficit target. But what I love about that guide is that it goes even deeper, which is exactly what we're going to do in this episode, because most fitness coaches say, and you've probably heard it everywhere online, you just need calories in, calories out. And if you're not losing fat, you're not in a calorie deficit. From a biological standpoint, that is true. If you're not losing weight, you're not in a deficit. A deficit is required for fat loss, regardless of what is happening with your hormones, regardless of your previous dieting history, regardless of your weight. A calorie deficit is required to lose fat. But it is not as simple as that, because there are lots of things that impact not just weight loss, but our ability to get into a deficit and stay in a deficit consistently. Number one could be your hormones. That is what a lot of people like to say. But it's also things like our previous dieting history. So have you been someone who has been on a lot of restrictive diets? And in addition to that, what is your relationship with food and your body? Are you someone who uses food to cope with emotion? Are you someone who labels foods as good or bad and you throw in the towel every time that you eat a bad food? Your environment plays a role with food. What are the sorts of foods that are around you on a regular basis? Do you have easy access to more nutrient-dense filling foods? Or is your pantry and your work environment and your social environment a lot of alcohol and more processed foods and foods that make it harder to lose fat? What does your support system look like? What do the people in your life look like? Are they people who are also trying to live a healthy and active lifestyle, and maybe they're also working towards a health and fitness goal? Or are you the only one in your friend group who's trying to make these changes? And a lot of the activities that you guys do together are maybe focused around going out to eat or drinking alcohol. What does your lifestyle and your responsibilities look like? Are you in your early 20s and you have all the time in the world? Or are you 35 and you have a couple of kids and a really demanding job and you're pretty stressed out? Are you in your late 20s and you have a job that requires you to travel a lot? Are you taking care of aging parents? Like, what does your day-to-day look like? How much time do you have to dedicate to this? How much other responsibilities do you have? Other things that are going to impact our weight loss and our ability to be in a calorie deficit is our actual access to healthy food. Again, do you live in a place where it's easy to get to the grocery store? Do you have the financial resources to buy healthy and nutrient-dense foods? Do you live out in the middle of nowhere and you get to the grocery store once a month? Can you rely on things like food delivery or grocery pickup? Is that not available in your area? Also, that's going to impact your weight loss is your previous education around food. So do you know what healthy eating looks like? Do you know how to properly fuel your body? Do you know a lot about calories or macro or micronutrients? Are all of those words sounding completely foreign to you and you've never had any education around them? All of those things are going to impact how easy or difficult it is to not just get into a calorie deficit and lose weight, but stay in one consistently. And on top of those just basic life things, we also need to think about our mindset and how that impacts our consistency. Are you someone who falls into all or nothing thinking? Do you feel like you either have to be all in on your health and fitness goals or you're all out? Are you consistently throwing in the towel every single time that you can't perfectly follow your plan? Are you someone who really falls into perfectionism? Again, you want to do things absolutely perfectly. And if you can't, you really don't put in any effort at all. You feel like it's not worth doing. Do you have some self limiting beliefs? Do you question if this is even possible for you? Have you never seen examples of people who look like you try achieve this goal or work towards this goal? Do you know that this is possible for you? Do you question if you're someone who can change? Do you have something around your identity? Like you view yourself as a party girl. Maybe you view yourself as the curvy friend. Maybe you view yourself as someone who you know, has to fit into this certain friend group. Those little identities that you have are going to impact your ultimately health and fitness behaviors and how easy or difficult it is for you to lose weight. Do you fall into emotional eating, stress eating? Is food a big coping mechanism for you? All of those things. And guys, by the way, we are barely scratching the surface. There are so many other things that impact fat loss. And I just named like 10 different things that impact your ability to lose weight and how difficult or hard it is. And that is just barely scratching the surface. That isn't even mentioning everything else that is impacting our health and fitness journey. So, because of all of that, because of everything I just listed, I'm sure you can imagine why it's not as quote unquote simple as just calories in versus calories out. And if you're struggling to lose weight, I bet at least one of those factors, if not more, is impacting you. Some of it might be in your control, like improving your relationship with food, better setting up your environment, finding a better support system, like working with a coach. But for some people, these things aren't in control, like your access to healthy food, the amount of responsibilities you have. So, calories in versus calories out is really oversimplifying things, and it can make it feel like you're failing if you can't just simply stick to a calorie deficit. And this is why I really don't love when coaches share that message because, yes, it might be as simple as that when it comes to the science. And yes, it is energy balance, but it is greatly eliminating and discrediting a lot of things that make it really, really difficult to lose weight. And sometimes people will come to me before they apply for coaching, or even some of my clients will come to me expressing real hurdles and real things that are making fat loss hard. Like, for example, maybe they're like, I have a couple of kids and I just feel like I have no time for myself. And I know those are just excuses. And they always say that. They always say, I know these are all just excuses. And a lot of coaches will say, yeah, those are excuses. And we need to ditch the excuses if you want to get serious and you want to figure it out. But my approach is every excuse that you have is a very valid reason why fat loss is feeling hard for you. And instead of just ditching the excuses, we need to learn how to overcome those very real hurdles and be successful anyways. So, fat loss is so possible, even if you feel like a lot of these are working against you. You feel like you don't have a great previous dieting history. You feel like you don't have a great relationship with food. You feel like you don't have the best support system. Your environment isn't really set up in a way that supports fat loss. Your lifestyle, your responsibilities, those are all making it harder to lose fat. Well, that can all be true. I want to give you so much hope that it is still very possible to be successful. And it is still very possible to overcome those hurdles and start to see results, even while you are dealing with a lot of those things. And I say that with such confidence because I have worked with so many different women who struggle with so many different things and have so many different support systems, life circumstances, responsibilities, previous dieting histories, and they still are able to be successful with fat loss. But that success comes from not keeping it as simple as calories in, calories out, and telling you to just try harder and ditch the excuses and grit down. That success comes from embracing and recognizing all of the very valid reasons why fat loss is more difficult for you. And instead of ignoring them, instead of just trying to grit through them, really learning how to navigate them, learning how to set up your environment in a way that supports fat loss, learning how to be successful despite all of your responsibilities, learning how to improve your relationship with food and ditch your all or nothing thinking. So, really navigating through these hurdles and embracing them as opposed to just ignoring them and trying to really oversimplify this process. So, I would love if you guys just get curious about if any of those things are impacting your ability to be consistent or be in a calorie deficit. Do you feel like your previous dieting history, your relationship with food in your body, your environment, your support system, your lifestyle and responsibilities, your access to healthy food, your previous education around food, your all or nothing thinking, your perfectionism, your self limiting beliefs, your emotional eating, maybe something I haven't even mentioned? Do you feel like any of those are impacting your ability to be consistent or be in a calorie deficit? And if so, is it something that you think is in your control? Is it something that you think you could overcome and work through? Or is it something that very much feels like it's not in your control right now and it's not something that we can work through? So let me know in my DMs how you're feeling, if any of these are ringing true for you, if you think you can overcome them, if it feels like it's out of your control. Let me know. I'd love to have a deeper conversation with you guys about it because this is something I'm so passionate about. I do not want you feeling like it should be just as easy as calories in, calories out. Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, that's the science behind it. But there are so many lifestyle factors that go into why it's hard to hit that and hit a calorie deficit consistently, that I don't want you guys feeling like you are at a disservice or you're doing something wrong or you're just always going to be failing. That's not the case. It is so possible to overcome these things, but we have to address them rather than just trying to ignore them. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Like I said, please shoot me a DM if you want to chat about this more. I'd love to hear what you think is impacting your health and fitness journey the most. Every single month, I choose one person to win a personalized fat loss blueprint with me. You're getting a personalized nutrition and exercise audit and email access to me for 4 weeks as you implement these changes. All you have to do to win that audit is share this episode in your stories, screenshot it, or leave me a review. If you guys have questions, comments, anything after watching this episode, let me know. I would love to chat with you more. Otherwise, I will talk to you soon and have a great week.